Good evening. This is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Vanessa Victor. Let's get started with the national news. The President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. John Pombe Magufuli, has said that the government intends to build the Katumba Mpapo Tukuyu Road in Rungwe to Ipinda in Kyela district at tarmac level so as to help farmers transport their harvests to various markets. President Magufuli made the pledge when speaking to residents of Ipinda ward in Kyela district after placing the foundation stone for the road that will be 81 kilometers long.
People from here are very good farmers. They farm avocados, bananas, ginger, maize, and tea. The government that I lead cannot leave these people to keep suffering. Today, I've decided that we're going to tarmac this road all the way. Hard-working people must enjoy the fruits of their labor. Honorable President, road-related problems in Kyela are extensive because of heavy rain. At least 7 minor roads have issues. We've been asking for help, and if we manage to have this one tarmacked, we will be truly grateful, and we shall keep praying to God to bless you. We shall have 2 ships for 11 billion and one with a capacity to carry 200 passengers and 200 tons for 9.1 billion, which will help grow our economy. We will be finishing constructing a ship which will connect the people of Kyela, Mbeya and Ruvuma regions, who will be able to transport farm produce for trade. We're also going to renovate Songwe Airport to allow farmers to sell farm produce out of the country.
And some members of parliament have asked the government to return funds or give textbooks for free to private schools that purchased books that the parliament had recalled due to their poor quality. When contributing to the 2019-2020 budget estimates for the Ministry of Science and Technology, the MPs listed various challenges in the education sector, including shortage of English books, especially for private schools that use English as a teaching medium.
I ask that all books bought for private schools, of which were deemed to be below standards and were therefore removed, we ask that we be supplied with books given by the government, of which government schools have already been issued. The government should carry the burden to supply private schools with textbooks because they did not get them for free.
On her part, the Shadow Minister of Education, Susan Limo, said that the opposition camp does not see the point of the government and university management banning students from being involved in politics when the universities teach political science. When delivering the estimates on the revenue and use of the Ministry of Science and Education for 2019-2020 worth 3.3 trillion shillings, the Minister of Science and Technology said that the government intends to evaluate and look into policies and accreditations of primary and secondary schools as well as universities.
The opposition believe that by taking part in politics, it will be through practice, especially for students who study political science and good governance, so as they can help identify areas they are good at. So in preventing them from practicing politics, it implies that even their chosen subject areas is meaningless and must be removed from the curriculum. The country moves towards middle income through industrialization. There is every reason to empower COSDEC so it can nurture innovators on various fields.
Taarifa hii kuwa dunia inaelekea kwenye mapinduzi ya 4 ya viwanda.
Case number 1 of economic sabotage, money laundering and corruption charges which have been leveled against the 8 former police officers of Mwanza region has started to be heard at the region's resident magistrate court.
It's happening The defense team's lawyers explained that they were dissatisfied with the decision that was made by the magistrate presiding over the case to accept an explanation which their clients had rejected when the case was initially heard on March 27 this year. The case is being heard by the senior resident magistrate of the court, Rhoda Ngimilanga. First witness for the prosecution, MG238876 Maximilian, a JKT Summer guard at the Kigongo Crossing in Msungwi district, while under the guidance of the state prosecutor, Jacqueline Yantori, gave part of his testimony where he touched the shoulder of the 10th accused, G7244, DC Timothy, and identified him as the person who on January 4th this year arrived at the Kigongo Crossing in a police car. According to the witness, this happened just a short time before a small silver white Toyota with the registration number of T.208 DLT also arrived at the same Kigongo Crossing while it was carrying a person who appeared to be an Arab or an Indian. The witness went on to say that this person, who looked like an Arab or an Indian, was surrounded by many people bearing firearms who were dressed in plain clothes. As the witness was giving his testimony in court, the lead attorney on the defense team, Stephen Makwega, refuted the testimony and requested that it be taken to the High Court to determine whether the testimony is admissible in order to safeguard the rights of his clients. The director of Crimes of Corruption and Money Laundering in the National Prosecutor's Office, Frederick Mayanda, explained how the laws of the Judiciary of Magistrates, Article 43 and Article number 2 of the Law number 25 had been amended in 2002, as it makes clear. All of the 8 accused were returned to remand custody at the main Butimba prison.
The Prime Minister has launched a modern radiation laboratory that is on an international level in Arusha region, directing officials of the National Atomic Energy Commission, TAIC, to improve services and ensure that the laboratory is productive both nationally and internationally.
Nyote mnajua kwa malengo ya nchi.
You all know that our country's objective is to improve security by constructing this laboratory. Here, it is one of our government's initiative to improve our country's peace and security and its borders against any terror through nuclear. Nuclear is a technology used in developed countries, and we've witnessed the damage caused to various countries. So here in Tanzania, we've decided to construct this laboratory to protect ourselves. They've shown patriotism by refusing to engage in corruption. Corruption is a big threat and has led to this country to miss out on development. I ask you to increase the award money. In April 2019, they intercepted a consignment coming from Zambia without going through laboratory testing. Today, with great honor, I ask you to award them with a certificate and 1 million shilling each. I'm grateful to you for taking into consideration the welfare of the people who work in areas exposed to radiation, such as the ports, airports, mines, and other areas. Hence the opening of this lab today.
The tuberculosis division at Tunduru District Hospital in Ruvuma region has started a plan to test for TB for children under the age of 5 so as to save the lives of many children who pass away due to the long-standing practice of testing adults alone and leaving children.
Kwa mwaka katika nchi yetu,
in a year, 10 to 12% of all children in the country are diagnosed with tuberculosis. More often than not, we focus on adults and forget the children. It is the responsibility of parents working with experts to know the status of our children's health and those infected to receive treatment so as to save our future generation.
Lengo letu tutokomeze kabisa ugonjwa huu wa.
Our aim is to get rid of tuberculosis. In addition, tuberculosis is one of the leading causes of death in the world. All those affected must be taken to the hospital, and if there is anyone refusing to seek treatment, then he must be reported and forced to come. We can easily be infecting our children when we cough. We did not take enough care, but now we've been informed.
Ile pale imekuwa ni kwanza yetu katika kutuelekeza.
Mara Regional Commissioner Adam Malima has emphasized that Vic Zone School in Butiama District will not be opened right now until the Defense and Safety Committee satisfies itself of the safety of the students at the school. He also condemned the leadership of the school for not giving the real reason to the press as to why the school was shut down.
Simama unagawa taarifa kwa wanafunzi na wazazi wote.
How can you tell parents and children that the information they've received is false when the regional commissioner, district commissioner, and everyone have already acted? The police have started the investigation, and Takukuru is making a follow-up on corruption allegations. Then one person claims that the information is false, and you claim on television that your school has been closed down and you've got no clue why. So who are you misleading? What is your intention? How can you not value the lives of your children? The suspect is not yet in custody. How can I reopen the school? The students were registered to do a Standard 4 national examination, so what am I to do? We spoke about this at a meeting with parents to construct a wall, of which construction work has already started. I ask you, Regional Commissioner, what are we to do with the Standard 4 students?
As cities, towns and municipals have been dealing with the problem of how to dispose of a huge amount of trash that is produced in the country, the government is in the middle of plans to put in place the fitting policies, legal and economically environment so as to ensure that the waste which is produced can be recycled into products which can help Tanzanians economically.
We have seen that some towns and some of the councils, cities and municipals are spending up to 20% of their budgets on collection and control of waste. Now they're using 20%, while 90% of waste is being thrown into open areas, while other parts of the waste are being burned. Developed countries only spend around 4% of their budgets on waste disposal, but 99% of their waste is remanaged. So there must be a way of finding financial sustainability for the authorities to be able to conduct waste management. If you mix brown with white paper, a brown box and scrap metal, you will reduce its quality, but if these wastes are separated from the beginning, then you could collect revenue starting with the normal citizen. We have looked at this subject. For instance, there is a challenge regarding how people can know how to preserve the waste. What needs to be done is the raising of awareness. We thank the Minister as he has explained this subject. After this meeting, we will proceed with other issues, including visiting our fellows in this sector and finding out a simple enough technology that we can share with them to help them in the process of waste management while they are working with the government.
And that is all for national news. International news is next. And in international news, over 10 Lucha youth arrested by police last night in Kivu, north of Congo, for allegations of disrupting safety.
We are demanding for answers. That is why we are sleeping here. How can we sleep at home while we are not in peace? We are here to remind leaders of Airtel that we are tired of this situation. They should stop stealing from us. People are kidnapped and ransom is demanded through Airtel network. We are calling on Airtel company to investigate on people who does such business, using their company and take action against them.
Former Nairobi Governor Dr. Kidero and 16 co-accused denied all charges of corruption, including money laundering, abuse of office and unlawful acquisition of public property when they appeared in Mlimani Law Courts in Nairobi. Kidero was arrested on a Friday and spent the weekend in police custody.
At the time the accused person was being taken in front of you, Honorable Judge, we were not given charges document. Despite that, right to be released on bail is a constitutional right, and the previous decision made by the court was to grant him bail with high amount of money, a decision which was nullified because bail is supposed to be amount of money which is affordable by many, because we have a bill that allows people to be released on bail.
Because we have a bill of rights speaks to the importance of bail, not only in regard to an accused person, but a person who has been.
3 nationals of Rwanda that were returned to their country by Uganda authorities after being caught and jailed in various prisons have spoken out on how they were persecuted after being caught for no offense.
Kampala ngezeyo naho barankubita baranacoringa bakajya bafata.
After release from Barara prison, I was sent to Kampala. While in prison, I was brutally treated, forcing me to agree on being a terrorist from Rwanda. During that time, I was ready to die instead of accepting a crime that I never committed. However, they told me if I accept the crime, then they will provide me with asylum and enroll me in Kayumba Military Force Nyamwasa. I had national ID, but they insisted that we entered Uganda illegally. They took my ID and arrested us, but they have returned the ID when I was released from jail.
And that is all for international news, but do stay with us. We'll be back with business news after this break.
Watch Business Edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
To be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand.
You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap.
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Welcome back, and in business news. High District Government, working with the Minerals Division and Kilimanjaro International Airport, has completed an international center for the sale of minerals within the airport that will enable tourists from various nations to see and purchase minerals as part of implementation of President Magufuli's directive.
High District, in collaboration with CADCO, we have agreed today that whoever enters here will be informed that they have landed in Tanzania. As the ministry, we will find proper documentation system as well as work together with other important stakeholders.
Hapa nafikiri wenzetu madini.
Mineral stakeholders can begin their activities by selling and exhibitions will be done here. Through marketing and working close with the Ministry of Minerals as CARDCO, we will do all that is possible to make sure that this business prospers.
Sumbawanga Municipal in Rukwa region is building the first modern market that will cost over 3 billion shillings. In the area where the former Mandela market, which burned down 4 years ago, was located, so that 800 of the small-scale businesses affected by the fire can have a place to conduct their businesses again.
What we have been told is that once we complete the procedures before the end of financial year, which is 31st of June, thus we shall provide money starting from July this year. My opinion is that if we shall wait until the building is complete and everything is in order, I'm sure some of us will be gone by that time.
The mobile company Tigo has launched a new service through WhatsApp for its customers that will enable their customers to receive answers on the spot when they have various challenges that require immediate resolution.
Usually through Instagram and Twitter, questions are responded fast. The same with WhatsApp. Again, through our customer care number, which is 100, there are procedures that needs to be followed before speaking directly to our customer care officers.
And that's it for business. Sports is next.
Hi, my name is Kotaro Tokuda. What's up? My name is Sean Garnier.
I'm John Barnes from Liverpool Football Club. The hip, hop, a hip it, the hip it, hip, hip, hop it. Don't stop the rockin' to the bang, bang boogie. Say up, jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie to beat. Now watch you here.
I'm watching Sports Gazette. I'm watching Sport Gazette.
And you're watching Sports Gazette.
With Sebastian.
With
Sebastian. Peace out.
Yes! And you can also watch Sports Gazette for highlights and interviews regarding sports. Do not miss Sports Gazette every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Capital Television.
And in sports, Young African Sports Club has won 1-0 against Azam FC in the Tanzania Mainland Premier League game that was played at Uhuru Stadium in Dar es Salaam. The only goal of the game was scored by Mrisho Ngasa in the 13th minute, and now Azam have lost their 5th game this season.
Kwa nini? Azam tunamwachia mpira, possession atakuwa nayo. Na Azam kwa yeye kutupata nafasi ya kuingiza goli inafaa watoe akili mingi.
Lakini ukiangalia kimchezo kama ulivyoona, kuna mambo mengi ambayo wachezaji wanatakiwa na ukomavu. Si swala la mwalimu tu kuwafundisha na kufanya matendo kama yanayotakiwa.
The Mainland Premier League defending champions Simba Sports Club will continue their quest in the league tomorrow when they face JKT Tanzania in Morogoro, a game that was postponed earlier due to heavy rains.
We're thankful. Their preparations are proceeding well, we have no injuries, and the players have high morale heading to tomorrow's game. We all know JKT Tanzania needs the 3 points, and we know Simba, so we should respect them. Since we respect them, we have to enter the game with our plan that will help us get the win.
Romelu Lukaku has admitted that he does not know whether he will still be at Manchester United next season. Here are more details.
The striker has struggled to be a first choice under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, though he did start Sunday's 1-0 draw with Chelsea at Old Trafford. Lukaku signed from Everton 2 years ago for £75 million. His contract expires in July 2021, and as reported by The Guardian, he will consider departing if United fail to qualify for the Champions League. The club may listen to offers regardless. They are 3 points behind fourth-place Chelsea, who gave a superior goal difference of 8 with 2 games left. Lukaku, asked whether he would stay at the club, said, "I don't know. I'm not here to entertain rumors. I'm still under contract." Chelsea's goal came because of David De Gea's latest error, the goalkeeper palming a regulation 30-yard Antonio Rudiger shot into the path of Marcos Alonso, who equalized.
The Golden State Warriors defeated the Houston Rockets 104-100 in Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals at the Oracle Arena. Here is more.
Warriors star forward Kevin Durant had 35 points and outdueled Rockets guard James Harden in a game that had 45 personal fouls called, including 4 technicals. Harden took exception to the officiating after the series opener and believed more fouls should have been called on the Warriors, especially when closing out on jump shots. Harden referenced the ankle injury that current Toronto Raptors forward Kawhi Leonard suffered when he played against the Warriors as a member of the San Antonio Spurs in the 2017 NBA playoffs. Leonard landed on former Warriors center Zaza Pachulia's foot after attempting a jump shot. He missed the remainder of the series as the Spurs lost to Golden State in 4 games.
The Azerbaijan Grand Prix, scene of some dramatic racing for the past 2 seasons, fell with barely a whimper to the flawless perfection of what appears to be an unstoppable Mercedes juggernaut.
For the winner, Valtteri Bottas, there was pleasing redemption after a puncture cruelly denied him last year, and with his teammate Lewis Hamilton taking second, Mercedes have now secured 4 successive 1-2 finishes. It is the most successful start to a season in the sport's history, concluded with flawless control to tame the streets of Baku. Sebastian Vettel was third for Ferrari, with Max Verstappen in 4th for Red Bull. Vettel's teammate Charles Leclerc, who had started from 8th after crashing qualifying, made a valiant effort on an alternate strategy to come through to take 5th.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin. On behalf of everyone who worked to bring you this bulletin, my name is Vanessa Victor. Thank you for watching and have a good night.